Hey friend, it's Miss Kristina at the Corona Public Library, bringing another preschool story time, and today's theme is all about the stars. Are you ready? Me too. Okay, it's time for a story. And now we're going to read Star Stuff, Carl Sagan and the Mysteries of the Cosmos, written by Stephanie Roth Sisson. In the Milky Way galaxy, in a neighborhood of stars, on the third planet from our sun, in a big city, in a small apartment, lived a boy named Carl. Carl was curious about everything. He found the world around him astonishing. His imagination took him out of his neighborhood. And the radio says, announcing the 1939 World's Fair. Come see the world of tomorrow. The World's Fair was like nothing Carl had ever seen before. There was a mechanical man and a time capsule filled with messages to the future. Carl thought about the stars hanging down like light bulbs on long black wires. What are they? He asked. What do you think stars are? In the morning, he set out to discover the answer. A book on stars, please. It was the wrong book. It was a book about Hollywood stars. When she came back with the right book, Carl's heart beat faster with every page he turned. Our sun is a big ball of fiery gas held together by gravity. 9 planets, including Earth, orbit around it in our solar system. Each star is a sun. If you traveled into space for many years and then looked back at our sun, it would look like a dim star. Wowee, Carl says. Carl was curious. He imagined what he would find if he could travel to the stars. So he's flying. Aliens. Musical aliens. And here's his drawing of Jupiter and Saturn. And it looks like his friends. Looks like fun, doesn't it? He read stories written by people who imagined what life might be like on other planets. His favorite character, John Carter, could stand with his arms outreached and wish himself to Mars. But nothing happened. Carl set out to learn more. He studied life and space. And he became, what do you think he became? Dr. Carl Sagan. Carl longed to know what other planets were really like. He worked with other scientists to send mechanical explorers to investigate the planets close to us. They took pictures and gathered data and sent them back to Earth. It gave Carl goosebumps to think about what he had learned about the stars, planets, and the beginnings of life. He wanted everyone to understand so that they could feel like a part of the stars as he did. So he went on a television. And here he's saying from the television, the very matter that makes us up was generated long ago and far away in red giant stars. Wowee! The earth and every living thing are made of star stuff. The stars made the ingredients of life. Could those ingredients have resulted in life elsewhere too? Carl and his fellow scientists got ready to launch the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 spacecraft on a grand tour of the outer solar system to gather more pictures and data. After that, they would be bound for the stars. A marvelous idea gripped Carl. A message from our world could be attached to each spaceship, like a time capsule, and taken beyond our stars. We thought it would be impolite to not say hello. So they added music, a heartbeat, pictures, sounds, and greetings in various languages. And what he's holding right there, that is what they put on there. And it's actually made out of gold. The twin Voyagers rocketed to space carrying their friendly greeting. They traveled through our solar system and continued further than any other spaceship has gone before. A curious man made out of star stuff launched a spacecraft on an adventure to explore beyond our neighborhood of planets. As the Voyagers continue their journey into interstellar space, they are carried by the imagination of a boy named Carl. The end. Okay, it sounds like it's time for a song, and we're going to do Baby Shark. So, get your little baby sharks out, and here we go.
Baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark. Mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark. Daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark. Grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark. Grandpa shark do 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 do, grandpa shark do 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 do, grandpa shark do 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 do, grandpa shark. Let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt. Run away do 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 do, run away do 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 do, run away do 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 do, run away. Safe at last do 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 do, safe at last do 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 do, safe at last do 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 do, safe at last. It's the end do 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 do, it's the end do 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 do, it's the end do 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 do, it's the end.
Good job. Okay, it's time for a story. And our next book is going to be 100 billion trillion stars, written by Seth Fishman. Let me tell you a secret. The sun is just a star. Did you know that the sun was a star? And there may be 100 billion trillion stars. That's a lot of stars. Circling around our star is a planet that is blue and green. That's us. Blue because it's covered by 370 billion gallons of water. Green because it's covered in 3 trillion trees. That is a lot of water and a lot of trees. On the other side of the planet, where the sun isn't shining, you can see bright lights like little stars all over its surface. Those are the lights that come from 2,500,000 cities and towns and villages filled with people. Some even reading books, just like you. $7,500,000,000 people live in those cities and on that planet. But do you want to know another secret? So do 10 quadrillion ants. That's a lot of ants. But the strange thing is that 7,500,000,000 humans weigh about the same as the 10 quadrillion ants. So all of the humans on Earth equal all of the ants on Earth. Interesting. Which is still only a small fraction or portion of 13 million billion pounds the planet itself weighs. That's heavy enough to make a big dip in space and pull the moon into orbit, where it circles and circles the Earth 240,000 miles away. This dip is a force called gravity. Gravity also is what pulls you back to ground when you try to jump to the moon. Have you tried to jump to the moon? 240,000 miles is about 10 times around the Earth, or almost 420 million U's. Or dogs, or smallish snakes, or guitars, or baseball bats, lined up head to foot. Now take a deep breath and hold it for 5 seconds. Just do that another 6,307,200 times, and you'll be a year older. Or don't. You'll be a year older in 31,536,000 seconds. Anyway. This entire world is filled with crazy numbers, built one on top of the other, making it whole and complete. There are about 1,620 trillion raindrops in an average single thunderstorm. The highest wave ever surfed was as tall as a 10-story building. The average person walks something like 100,000 miles in their lifetime, or 5 times around the world. A great white shark has about 300 teeth. You have 20 teeth, but you will have 32 when you get older. Only 546 people have been in space. The longest a person has ever spent in space at one time is 437 days. That's over a year. There are probably at least 37 billion rabbits in the world. In the course of an average lifetime, you might eat up to 70 pounds of bugs or more. The tallest building in the world is 2,722 feet tall, and it's in Dubai. By the time you're done reading this book, almost every single number in it will have changed, getting bigger or smaller right before your eyes. Even the number of the stars. The end. Okay, it's time for a song. We're going to do If You're Happy and You Know It. Ready? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! Alright, now we're going to do all three. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray! Good job! Okay, and now it's time for a craft. Today, we're going to be doing a Q-tip star art created by Mess for Less, and here is her website. So some of the supplies we will need are going to be black construction paper, a white crayon or colored pencil, yellow and white paint, some small cups for the paint, scissors, and Q-tips. Now the first step is going to be drawing or tracing the stars onto our black paper with the white crayon or pencil. If you want to trace, this is where we're going to use the scissors. Add paint to the cups and then demonstrate to the child how to use a Q-tip to create dot painted stars. Next, once we have all the stars filled with our paint dots, we can let it dry. But if you have a little bit of glitter, go ahead and sprinkle some on to the paint before it dries. Make it a little shinier. And that's it for today. But don't forget, we have a bunch of other virtual story times just waiting for you on our YouTube channel, or go to cityofcorona.com/library for additional e-media. You can also participate in our Click, Park, and Pickup, or stop by the library to browse the bookshelves yourself. See you next time.